27 years, I lived inside a comfortable lie, and that lie was slowly destroying me from the inside out. I had the degree my parents wanted, the job that looked impressive on paper, the apartment in the right neighborhood. From the outside, I had it all figured out. But every single morning, I woke up with this crushing weight on my chest. This voice that whispered, "This isn't your life, you're just playing a role in someone else's story." The truth I was avoiding, it was screaming at me, and the day I finally listened, everything changed. This is the story of the uncomfortable truth that set me free, and if you stay until the end, I'll share the 3 questions that helped me face it. Let me take you back to where this really started. I was 24 years old, sitting in my childhood bedroom holding 2 acceptance letters. One was for law school, the other was for a creative writing program. My father walked in, saw both letters on my desk, and without hesitation he pointed to the law school acceptance. "That one," he said, "that's your future, that's security, that's respect." I believed him, or maybe I just didn't have the courage to disagree. So I went to law school, I studied, I passed the bar exam, I got hired at a prestigious firm, I wore the suits, I billed the hours, I climbed the ladder. Everyone was proud. My parents would introduce me at gatherings. "This is our son, the attorney." I would smile, shake hands, accept compliments. But inside I was drowning. Every contract I reviewed felt like another brick in the wall I was building around myself. Every hour I billed felt like an hour stolen from the life I actually wanted to live. But here's the thing about comfortable lies: they're comfortable, and comfort is a powerful drug. I had the salary, the health insurance, the 401k, the title. Walking away from all that, it felt impossible, it felt irresponsible, it felt terrifying. So I stayed, year after year I stayed. Then came the panic attack. I was 27 years old, sitting in a partner meeting, and suddenly I couldn't breathe. The room started spinning. My heart was racing like it was trying to escape my chest. I excused myself, stumbled to the bathroom, and collapsed on the floor. Sitting there on the cold tile floor of that corporate bathroom, I finally admitted something to myself. I was miserable. Completely, utterly, bone-deep miserable. But here's what made it worse: I was choosing this misery. Every single day I was choosing it. That night I couldn't sleep. I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, and I asked myself a question I'd been avoiding for 3 years. If you died tomorrow, would you be proud of how you spent today? Answer was immediate, and it was devastating. No. I drove home the next day in complete silence. No music, no podcasts, just me and my thoughts, and for the first time in years I let myself think the forbidden thought. I don't want to be a lawyer. Just saying it in my head felt like a betrayal of my parents, of my education, of the life I'd built. But it also felt like the truth. Here's the uncomfortable truth I had to face, and maybe you need to hear this too. You can't live someone else's dream and expect to feel alive. That's it, that's the truth that set me free. Years, I'd been living the life that looked good in photos, the life that made sense on paper, the life that other people approved of. But it wasn't my life. I wasn't afraid of failure. I was afraid of disappointing people. I was afraid of being judged. I was afraid of being seen as foolish, irresponsible, ungrateful. I was afraid that if I chose what I actually wanted, I'd lose the respect of everyone I cared about. But here's what I realized in those sleepless nights: I'd already lost something far more important. I'd lost respect for myself. The uncomfortable truth wasn't that I'd made the wrong choice at 24. The uncomfortable truth was that I was still making that wrong choice at 27, every single day, consciously. I was trading my authenticity for approval. I was trading my happiness for security. I was trading my one precious life for a performance. And the most uncomfortable part, nobody was forcing me, I was doing this to myself. So I made a decision, not impulsively, not recklessly, but deliberately. I gave myself permission to explore the truth. I started writing again, at first just 30 minutes before work, stories, essays, anything, just to remember what it felt like to create something that mattered to me. Something strange happened. I felt alive again. For those 30 minutes each morning, I felt like myself. I started saving money, not to buy a bigger apartment or a nicer car, but to buy something more valuable, time. Time to figure out who I actually was when nobody was watching. I had honest conversations, first with myself in journals, then with my closest friend, then finally with my parents. That conversation with my parents, it was one of the hardest things I've ever done. I sat them down and I said, I need to tell you something and I need you to really hear me. I'm grateful for everything you've done, but the path you chose for me isn't my path, and if I keep walking it, I'm going to lose myself completely. There were tears, there was confusion, there was disappointment. But you know what else there was? Relief. This massive, overwhelming relief. Because the truth, even when it's uncomfortable, is lighter than a lie. I didn't quit my job the next day. That's not how real change works. But I did start making different choices. I took a sabbatical, 3 months to just explore, to write, to think, to figure out what I actually wanted instead of what I thought I should want. During those 3 months, something became crystal clear. I wanted to write. I wanted to tell stories. I wanted to help people through words, not legal briefs. It's scary, absolutely. Was it uncertain? Completely. Did people think I was crazy? Some did. But here's what nobody tells you about facing uncomfortable truths. Once you face one, you become capable of facing all of them. I went back to work after my sabbatical, but now I was working towards something, not just away from something. I was building an exit strategy. I took freelance writing projects on weekends. I built a portfolio. I networked with people in the field I actually wanted to be in. And 2 years after that panic attack, I handed in my resignation. The partners at my firm thought I was having a crisis. My colleagues thought I was throwing my career away. But you know who understood? Me. For the first time in my adult life, I understood myself. Here's what I learned from facing that uncomfortable truth. Freedom isn't something you find, it's something you choose. Years, I thought I was trapped, but I wasn't trapped by my job or my obligations or other people's expectations. I was trapped by my unwillingness to face the truth about what I really wanted. The uncomfortable truth will always be uncomfortable. That's why it's called that, but discomfort is not the same as damage. Staying comfortable in a lie, that's what causes damage. Slow, invisible damage to your spirit, your confidence, your sense of self. Am I rich now? No. Do I have a corner office? No. Do I have the impressive title? No. But do I wake up excited about my day? Yes. Do I feel like I'm living my life? Absolutely. Do I respect the person I see in the mirror for the first time in years? Yes. That's worth more than any salary, more than any title, more than any amount of external approval. So here's my challenge to you, and this is the part I need you to really hear. Yourself 3 questions. 1. If nobody's opinion mattered, what would I do with my life? 2. What truth am I avoiding because it's uncomfortable? 3. What's the cost of staying where I am? Write down your answers, don't edit them, don't make them pretty, just be honest. Because the uncomfortable truth, it's already inside you. It's been whispering to you in quiet moments. It's been showing up in your anxiety, your restlessness, your sense that something isn't quite right. You don't need to make a dramatic change tomorrow, but you do need to stop lying to yourself today. Your life is too valuable to spend it performing for an audience that isn't even watching that closely. The uncomfortable truth that set me free wasn't that I needed to be a writer. It was that I needed to be myself, whoever that was. And once I gave myself permission to find out, everything changed. So give yourself that permission, face the uncomfortable truth, it won't destroy you. It will set you free. If this resonated with you, leave a comment telling me, what's one uncomfortable truth you've been avoiding? Let's be honest together. And if you want more stories about choosing courage over comfort, subscribe and hit that notification bell. I'll see you in the next one.